Hey there, Beggs here with Jeskai Copycat, Sahili Ryan, Felidar Guardian in Modern. Oh, thank goodness they didn't Thoughtseize us. Teferi, not bad. So I guess... What am I worried about my opponent doing on turn 2? Playing a Black Source and Thoughtseizing me. That's what I'm worried about. He could play any cantrip here, I'm not going to stop it. Cycling. Go get the one Rogren trio. Say okay. We could delay. But if they just jam Teferi. It's a creature Sea Serpent 5. It might just be control. Because that's like a decent finisher. You get a 5/5 hexproof at some point. That's just a beater. Okay, maybe he's going to reanimate these somehow? Okay. The old triple striped Riverwinder. Cycling through turn 2. Exalted Cascade. Well... It's a creature-based strategy, but he's going to cascade into something, and that's what I'm worried about, because that's a really bad card, but he's about to get something good here. And, as expected, Living End. So he is getting these striped Riverwinders. And he's like, you know what, I'm going to put Street Wraith in the yard too, at instant speed. Which sucks too, because I guess I could have Spell Pierce the Living End. I was not anticipating that. Well, I showed him Jeskai colors and a Spell Pierce. And I should have Spell Pierce the Living End, because I am a noob. Well, this match... Typically, in a vacuum, Stoneforge would probably be good. But if my opponent is doing degenerate things... I just have to hope he doesn't have something like... Path to Exile to take away the Platinum Empyrean. The game plan here is going to be... Put a Platinum Empyrean in play. It doesn't matter if they do that again. Well, actually, the Platinum Empyrean plan isn't very good, because if he casts Living End again, he destroys all creatures, exiles all creatures from the graveyard, and then puts them into play. So, I could draw the Madcap and hold it, and the turn that he plays Living End and they come back with Summoning Sickness, then I could play an Empyrean. Could also bring in Mystical Dispute. Lightning Bolt seems bad. I mean, let's try this line. Let's try it. I don't want to lead with Madcap into a Living End, but if I draw Madcap... See, now I can forcibly negate a Living End. I just have to hope he doesn't cascade into it again. I have 4 lands, so I'm going to fetch one out. That was rough. I haven't played against this deck before. I don't know if it's a known entity. It's a top tier deck. It's tier 2 or something. Like, go ahead and play that down. Say go. We got the Mystical Dispute up, so. That Cascade, man. Brutal. Yep, there we go. Striped Riverwinder again. He got super lucky with the triple Riverwinder by turn 2. Like, that was easily a god hand. We have double Teferi, so I definitely feel confident doing this. Force him to have counter magic. He said something, either he said good game at the start or good luck, you know. The good luck, have fun. Oh, I didn't activate Teferi. I'm doing like 3 things at once. I suck. Oh, well, it's fine. He's probably going to untap and Living End. But I'm going to forcibly negate it when he does, so... D-Sphere. I think that's fine, because we just play another another Teferi, and we continue holding up force. See, Madcap. Ooh, and that's scary too, because he's going to be drawing into D-Spheres to take away my Empyrean. This time we will draw. Oh, the backup Teferi. Excellent. What's cool here, too, is we could Mystical Dispute something and save the force for later. Glass Dust Hulk. Shiok. Well, that's getting countered. Weird matchup. Not used to it. I'm wondering if Teferi shuts off Cascade. So he needs to deal with Teferi before he can cast a Living End. Because if you Cascade into something, you put a spell on the stack and then you Cascade, and while that original spell is on the stack, you try to Cascade something, but you can't because that's at instant speed, and Teferi shuts off instant speed spells. Destroy target perm. Its controller gets a 3/3. Did he play a land this turn? Yeah, he played a fortress, so he can't play a 3rd land to Cascade. We could let this through, play the backup Teferi, and then take out... Man, so many destroy target permanent effects. His entire deck is destroy target permanent effect. And if we delay... he gets it back in 3 turns, and I think I'm going to need a little more than 3 turns to try and win the game. I think he packs all this just permanent removal because he knows that if he ever runs into a Teferi, he needs to be able to deal with it. Sure. It's a deck full of cycling creatures and then Living End. Cycle into Living End. Ooh, Felidar. Take up Teferi. Play Felidar. Bounce a land. So now I have delay mana up. So now if he has kill spell for Teferi, Gideon. You can start ticking up. It's going to take me forever to kill a Gideon. And we just delay this. I don't want him getting that emblem. He didn't leave up white. He didn't have a choice. He had to use both of them for Gideon. Because if he had that white, he could play that Cascade spell that he played in game 1. The thing with Exalted. Now, if we could untap with Saheeli, we just win, because we have Teferi, which shuts off instants from him. Force and negation, that's pretty damn good. One, two, three, four, 5, 6. Whoa. I could Madcap? and protect it with Force of Negation by exiling Teferi. And I protect it against instants and the Cascade Wind. He's just dead in 2 turns because of an 8/8 beater. He'll be dead before that comes back, and when it does, he can't cast it because of Teferi. Straight raise cycle, he's just digging. Life total doesn't matter, he's dead in 2 turns no matter what. That's not good for him. Cancel. Attack. Bounce Felidar Guardian. Replay Guardian. Bounce Teferi. Draw with Teferi again. Reset Teferi. Yes. Draw with Teferi. Yes. Backup Madcap. He'll probably just concede here. Probably. He'll concede when I play Force of Negation. That's for the Teferi. Flex on him. Yep. That plan's really rough. That ended up just ending the game because he's a beater. So I can get the cat combo at any point, or I can get Empyrean and just close the game at any point. That's kind of like the game plan there. I cut 2 bolts. I was kind of leaning towards bolts, like hoping I draw them just to close the game out a little faster, but Needle doesn't really stop anything he does, and then I can't play Empyrean, because if I play Madcap, I would hit a Needle, and then I take damage equal to the amount of cards revealed. Anger doesn't do anything. Stoneforge, like, I'm going to be on the back foot in game 3, so I'm going to be leaning heavily on forces, mysticals, delays, and spell pierces. He has so many permanent destruction spells. I feel like we got pretty lucky that game. We landed a Teferi and we protected it the whole game. So this hand has a Madcap and an Empyrean in it. It has 1 Force of Negation and a Saheeli and a delay. So turn 2 we can hold up delay. Turn 3 we don't even have a 3rd land. Let's just mulligan. It's a 2-lander again, but it's got triple counter spell and Saheeli, and we bottom the Empyrean. Done. God, this is a weird match. Azorius Living End. Like, what the hell? He managed to get game 1 because I didn't know what I was playing against. I can't believe I countered that stupid Exalted Enchantment. Like, so dumb. Did he mulligan? Please mulligan. Yep, kept 7. Figures. Well, there's Saheeli. We can combo kill him with a Felidar Guardian, so yeah, just a cycle. Grab the Triome. We have delays now. Delays are a little spooky because we might not be able to stop the thing we delay from coming back. Cycle, cycle. Cycle, cycle, cycle. Okay. All in, baby. Champion of shits. Eternalize for 7? Not happening. If I pay 2 here, I can delay and spell pierce something. What are the odds I need to stop 2 spells? Sure. And I'm not going to tap out for Saheeli because I would just die to the cascade trigger, so. Wonder how much counter magic he packs, if any. He can't play Pact of Negation because he doesn't win the turn that he plays everything. Transmute. A 3-drop for a 3-drop. Let's see if he grabs the card I'm expecting. Yup. Ardent Plea. That's like his one shot at it, so that's gonna get countered. So he has 1, 2, 3, 4. If he plays a 5th land, I wouldn't be able to spell pierce it. And I have no way of dealing with all of the garbage in his graveyard. If it actually comes into play, I can't deal with it. Plus, I'm talking about madcapping here. If I put Empyrean in play and then he's just like, oh, well, Living End, then I lose the Empyrean and he gets everything in the graveyard. So now we can tap out for Saheeli with delay and Spell Pierce backup. And we can start scrying for the combo. Super bottom. If I can tick up Saheeli to 21, he'll be dead. That's the line. Scry 1, each opponent takes 1 damage. So we're gonna, the goal is to tick her up to 21 and win. Permanent Destruction. Champion of shits. I don't know how many more of my counter spells I can afford to give up, because he's holding the Ardent, and then he just gets to draw more cards. The Spell Pierces. Played Glacial. Draw cards equal to its power if you do discard 2. So, ugh. So bad for us. It's probably going to discard double land. A Living End. I guess if the Living End is in his hand, he can't cascade into it. Oh, did we just get it? Because we have Spell Pierce backup. Let's scry, set up our next turn. Assuming there is one. Well, that's how you win with a cat combo. See what you got. Yep, tap more than one. Blue. Cycling? Yep, got him. Got him. And now the Morbid Curiosity. Happens, people don't play against Cascade that often. Nice. Oof, you got all the expensive cards I can't afford. Yeah, he's talking about Force of Negation and Teferi. That's spicy. You should give me my deck a try with 3 Fury and Force if you want the rest of the deck. It's only a couple ticks. No, dude. I'm good. I mean, it's interesting, but That's what's interesting about it too, is I was playing budget polymorph Emrakul, and I didn't have Force of Negation or Teferi, and I was still just jamming it. Like, I wanted to do it. I thought it would be fun, and I can pull the deck list up. The old original version of my budget polymorph. There's the Emrakul over on the side. So I didn't have Force of Negation, and I left it like this for posterity reasons. I wanted to come back and look at what I had been doing. Ink Moth, Blink Moth, Mishra's Bauble, Talismans for mana ramp, mostly to give me color because these lands don't provide color. Colony Garden to make a token just by having a land come into play. And then Shivering Reefs and Steam Vents. I didn't even have Shock lands, but to be fair, the only land to grab would be Steam Vents and Island. So it was just... But there isn't even room for Shock lands. It was like... Anyway... I was playing budget polymorph with Transmogrify and Protea Staff to have a potential turn 3 Emrakul, and I was using Swansong and Spell Pierce as protection because I didn't have Force of Negation. So now I play Jeskai polymorph, and I have Indomitable Creativity, Dwarven Minds, Teferi, Force, Mana Leak, Delay, Omen of the Sea, Spell Pierce, Lightning Bolt. But now I play Copycat because I'm able to play artifacts, whereas with Jeskai polymorph and Indomitable Creativity, you reveal cards until you hit a creature or an artifact, so you couldn't play the Stoneforge, Mystic, Batterskull package. Here, I'm playing the Splinter Twin combo, basically, and in addition to that, I get Stoneforge and Batterskull. So, my opening hands are like Stoneforge, a Saheeli, a Force of Negation, a Teferi, a Bolt, a Delay, a couple lands. So if you get Thought Seized on turn 1 and they're just like, do I take the Stoneforge? Do I take the Teferi? Do I take one of the 2 combo pieces for the cat combo? He's holding Force of Negation or, you know, Delay and Bolt. Like, this is bad. Like what do I take? The Stoneforge, the Teferi, the combo piece? Like, the removal? Like, what do I take? The permission? Like, what? So you're... That's on turn 1. If you get Thought Seized on like turn 4 or 5 and you're trying to get set up and they take one of the combo pieces out of your hand and now you have nothing, it's like Thought Seized is one of the most unfun cards in the game. People say it's a necessary evil, and I just say, why not just get rid of it? It doesn't, instead of it being necessary, how about it's the thing that's unnecessary? You know, like, try playing Magic without Thought Seized and see how fun it is. I think it would be more fun if you didn't have Thoughtseize. I don't know. I guess I'm just a combo player, so I dislike it. But anyway, that's the deck. Sideboard, we've got the Madcap to Platinum Empyrean, some Pithing Needles, Anchor of the Gods. Mystical Disputes, I'm thinking about buying Pact of Negation so that they're like $5 on MTGO right now for digital copies. But take me to this website. I just wanted to look at a large version of the picture. There. Oh, thanks. Pact of Negation is blue. Counter target spell. At the beginning of your next upkeep, pay 5. If you don't, you lose the game. 0 mana counter target spell. If you ignore the rest of the text on the card and you're able to win with the Saheeli cat combo that same turn that you're casting Pact of Negation to protect the combo, they're just dead to the haste Felidar Guardian tokens. So I don't want to say it's better than Force of Negation, but the other problem with Force of Negation is you can't cast it for its alternate cost on your turn. It says right on the card, if it's not your turn. So if you're going for the combo on your turn, you have to pay the actual mana cost for Force. And I've had so many times when I'm playing Emrakul Polymorph, Copycat combo, even just trying to cast my own Teferi, and they're like, counterspell, and I'm like, can I Force in response? No, I can't, because it's my turn, and I can only do the Force and Negation ability when it's not my turn. So that's frustrating. Pact of Negation wouldn't help in those scenarios either if it's turn 3 and I'm tapping out for a Teferi. and they counterspell, I can't Pact of Negation in response, because I would go to my next turn and lose because I can't afford to pay 5. The only time Pact of Negation is good is when you have the combo ready, you're ready to go for it, you cast it, you start doing your triggers, and then they're like bolts healing in response, like mid combo, and I'm like, Pact of Negation, keep going. Or they're like Assassin's Trophy, the Sahili, and I'm like, Pact of Negation. If they had Abrupt Decay, I can't be countered, but you get the point. If they have anything that disrupts the combo that's counterable, then Pact would stop it, and you just keep going. It's technically win more, but it's more like a I'm going to win card, because people already play Force of Negation, and it's kind of the same thing, except I can do this on my turn with Pact. So that's what I'm thinking about. That's what I'm leaning towards. I had been playing Cleansing Wildfire with Flagstones of Trokir as just a way to ramp outside of green, because you target your own Flagstone with the Cleansing Wildfire, and then it hits the graveyard, and you get to search for planes. And that could be a Shockland or a Triome. But the Cleansing Wildfire, upon resolution, says destroy target land, fetch for a basic. So you get a land off the Cleansing and a land off the Trokir. So you get 2 lands, so you ramp up 1. And Cleansing says just draw a card in addition to all that. So it's a cantrip, kind of like Opt, but it's also ramping growth in a not green shell. So without even playing green, I get to rampant growth and draw a card. And if I'm playing against Tron, I can just blow up one of their lands, and hopefully they have a waste or a forest, and that's all they get. And if you do it more than once, they might only have 1 basic in the deck, and then it's just a true land destruction spell. And I get to be the one drawing a card also. So a lot of fun. That's what I've been doing with the deck. Stoneforge into Batterskull is really strong in Modern. I've been playing Modern for about a year now online, and it's one of those things where Stoneforge used to be banned along with Jace the Mind Sculptor for a long time in Modern, and they recently unbanned it, and it's really strong. Jace is really strong too. I have 1 copy, and I tried it out in my Copycat deck when I first built it, and getting to tick Jace up and Fate Seal the opponent, look at the top card of their library, oh, you're hurting on lands and you got a land on top, bottom that land. Or, oh, you've got 6 lands in play and only 1 card in hand, oh, you have a land on top, leave it there. Like, you're gonna flood now. So just ticking up Jace the Mind Sculptor is Fate Seal is, extremely powerful, especially in a format like Modern. And its Brainstorm effect with 8 or 9 fetches, 10 fetches, really strong. Its ultimate, mind wipe somebody's entire deck. So yeah, really good stuff. I like the deck. It feels kind of stronger than the Jeskai Polymorph. I mean, there's nothing stronger than putting an Emrakul into play. Like, that's just awesome. But so yeah, thanks for checking it out, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.